This is part 2 of chapter 3, page 61 in your book. It says select the rectangle marquee tool hidden under the elliptical marquee tool. So we're going to grab that rectangle marquee tool and drag a selection around the piece of coral. Make sure that your selection is large enough so that the margins of the white appear between the coral and the edge of the marquee. So here's your coral. We're going to click and drag. Get that extra bit of white both around the top and the bottom and the sides. Okay, next we're going to select the magic wand tool, and it's hidden underneath the quick selection tool. Here's the quick selection tool. Click and hold and grab that magic wand. In the options bar, confirm that the tolerance value is 32. Here's your tolerance, here's your options bar. Here's your tolerance, it says 32. The value determines the range of colors the wand selects. Click the Subtract From Selection button in the options bar. If you hover, it'll tell you what it is. Number 5, click the we already did that. Okay, so now number 6, click in the white background area within the selection of the marquee. So we're going to click this white area. Boom. Alright, page 62. Select the Move tool and drag the coral to the area of the shadow box labeled C. Position it so that a shadow appears to the upper left and below the coral. Oops, we need to get the Move tool, don't we? So now I need to undo that. So I'm going to go to Edit, Undo, and grab that Move tool. And I'm going to click it and drag it over to the area labeled C. And it said it wants the shadow appears to the left and below. So left and below. There we go. Choose Select, Deselect, or Control D. Page 63. In the Windows magnification, is below 100%. Select the Zoom tool and click the shell. So we're going to go to the Zoom tool. See how it's only at 33%? And we're going to zoom in to at least 100%. Press Alt or Options if you have a Mac, so we always hit Alt. And then release the mouse button so that the lasso pointer changes to the Polygon Lasso tool. Oh, I skipped a step. We're going to go back to 2. Select the Lasso tool. Starting at the lower left selection of the mussel, drag around we need to be looking at the mussel. Okay, hold on just a second, guys. We're going to go to the mussel. Here we are. Okay. Select the lasso tool starting at the lower left section of the mussel. Drag around the rounded end of the mussel, tracing the shape as accurately as possible. So we're going to start and drag. Whoops, that's not very accurate. So we'll stop there. Do not release the mouse button. Press Alt and then release the mouse button so that the lasso pointer changes to the Polygon Lasso tool. Then begin clicking along the end of the mussel to place anchor points. Follow the contours of the mussel. Be sure to hold the Alt throughout the process. So I'm going to hit Alt and then let go, and then I can make straight lines. I'm going to have to go back and correct that one part. So you just kind of click and drag around. This is a lot easier than using your lasso tool. Now I'm going to click and hold the mouse button, let go of Alt, and now I'm back to the regular lasso tool. I can go around the tip, and then hit Alt, let go of the mouse button, and then continue clicking. And then we're going to go back and hover. We're going to click and hold, release the mouse button, and now we're going to try and come back to this original point and let go, and now you have your muscle. Now see where I made a couple of mistakes? I'm going to show you guys how to correct that. Let's blow up in on that. So now I'm going to grab that lasso tool again, and I'm going to press and hold Alt to take away. So press and hold Alt. Now I can click and drag around the area, circle the area that you want to take away from the selection, and let go of Alt. Now I'm going to press and hold Shift, and I'm going to drag around the area that I want to add to the selection. Here I need to take this area away, so I'm going to hit Alt again, and I'm going to click and drag and get rid of that. Now press and hold Alt, and I'm going to add to this selection, circle the area, like, whoops, I was supposed to hit Shift. So let's fix that. That's a good way to show you how you can correct a mistake that you've made. You hit Shift to add, Alt to take away. So Shift to add. Okay, so press that space bar, move your document around, and here's an area where I need to correct too. So Alt will take away from this area, and then I need to hit Alt here, and then Shift will add. All right. Okay, we're on page 64. Choose View, Fit on Screen. Here we go. Press Ctrl as you drag the selected muscle to the selection in the shadow box labeled D. Okay, so we're going to come over here and press Ctrl. We've got those little scissors again, and we're going to move them up here. Now choose Edit, Transform, and then Rotate. Move the pointer outside of the bounding box so that it becomes curved. Do you see the two heads on the pointer now? Drag to rotate the muscle to a 90-degree angle. You can verify the angle in the transformation values display next to the pointer, or you can rotate, or in the rotate box in the options bar. So we're going to rotate it around, and once we get that rotation, hit Enter, and then if necessary, select the Move tool again and move that muscle, leaving a shadow to match the others, which is underneath and to the left. Once we have it where we want it to be, then we're going to hit Control D to deselect. Select the Zoom tool again, and then we're going to go over here and select the shell. Select the Magnetic Lasso tool, hidden underneath the regular lasso tool. Click once along the left edge of the shell and move the Magnetic Lasso tool along the edge to trace the outline. What the Magnetic Lasso tool does is, I've let go of my mouse, it chooses to create a line where you have a separation of different colors of pixels. So it kind of works like magic. I'm going to go all the way around that shell. Once I come back to the beginning point, I'm going to click. Okay, so now we're going to double click the hand tool so we can see the image on full screen again. We're on page 66. Select the Move tool and drag the shell onto its silhouette in this area right here. So grab that. Here we go. and release the shell. Choose Select, deselect, and then save your work. Okay, select the zoom tool and zoom into the screw. Make sure that you can see the entire screw head in your image. Select the elliptical marquee tool. You really don't use this very often, but this is a good example of where you can use it. Move the pointer approximately to the center of the screw. Click and begin dragging, and then without releasing the mouse button, press Alt. And you can see how it changes? It takes the elliptical marquee tool so that you can actually center. Your selection comes out from the center. Now, once we get to the point where we think we have it, we can release the mouse button, release Alt, and then you can click inside of the selection and move it over just a touch. Choose View, Fit on Screen, select the Move tool, position the pointer within the screw, drag the screw onto the lower right corner of the shadow box. That's a big screw. Choose Edit, Transformation, and then Scale. A bounding box appears around the selection. Now we're going to press Shift as we drag one of the corners inward to reduce the screw to about 40% of its original size, or until it's small enough to sit in the shadow box frame. Then press Enter or Return to commit the change and remove the transformation box. So we're going to press and hold Shift. Pressing and holding Shift means that it's going to constrain the proportions of the screw and it's not going to get too long or too wide. So once you have the way that you think, the size that you think you want it, hit Enter. Control D to deselect, and you can actually take that screw at this point. Oops. Well, no, we can't. We can't move it at this point because we deselected. So I'm going to go to Edit, step back, and now the screw is still selected. Now we can take that screw and we can move it over just a little bit. And I'm going to use my arrow tools on my keyboard, the up, down, and side arrows to reposition it. Okay, with the move tool still selected, your screw is still selected. Press Alt as you position the pointer inside of the screw. Okay, so we're going to hit Alt and see the double arrow. That means we can make a copy of the screw, and we can click and drag it up. And now we have a new little screw right here. Press and hold Alt, move it over, press Alt, move it over, and we have 4 new screws in our shadow box. When we're satisfied with the position of the 4th screw, we're going to choose Select, Deselect, and then Save. Select, Deselect, and now File, Save. Cropping the image. Select your crop tool. Make sure to hit clear if you have any size dimensions up here. And then we can crop out the white space.